go with that look. All right. Right, we're all. We're getting ready, y'all. We're getting ready to go live. I see a couple people logging in. I'm gonna make a big ass fucking split. So I'm gonna roll two. Roll two papers. Roll two papers. I'm gonna roll this while we talking. You tell me when you're ready. I'll be ready.
What the?
What?
Holy shit! I don't know what's up with Instagram sometimes, man. Okay, wait. Sorry, I gotta put this on. I guess I wasn't online. Cali the chef with no spaces.
Spaces. CHA. Space chef.
No,
wait, you on
your
Instagram?
Yeah.
At Cali the chef NJ, no spaces.
That's beautiful.
All right, we are going live now. Don't know what happened last time.
All right, I'll pop my Instagram on right here so I can see the comments.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're all up.
All right, we're gonna go live in 30 seconds.
Yeah, you're live.
I'll give it a chance for people to build up, you know how you post it, it's on, this, that, and the other. Plus, I want to see the comments, so I'm getting that ready. All right, so comment. So now I can see it.
Desmond May says, "Vote weed man."
All right, there we go. Now I can see the comments if I do it this way. See? All right, we're gonna go live in 30 seconds. All right, here we go. Oh, wait a minute, that view, you can't see this camera. You can't see this. Can you turn a little bit or back it up a little bit?
Yeah, like it's
Turn it a little bit. No?
Yeah.
Well, you just slide over this way. Move your chair over closer. Underneath, yeah. That better?
Your TV?
Huh?
Mute your screen?
Oh, okay. Now I can see the comments. Shit.
You know, I'm all right.
All right. There's 19 people watching on Instagram, so here we go. All right. I have to give it to you in a few minutes, okay? Because now we're doing the show. Do me a favor, lock that door. So nobody comes barging in again. All right, y'all. Here we are. We're live at the joint. The joint is NJ Weedman's joint. I'm NJ Weedman, and I am the host of this new podcast called Get on the Canna-Bus. All right, and today's guest is Cali the chef. He's a rapper from here in the South Jersey area. I met him a few years back. He recently did a video for me. I put a call out that the shop NJ Weedman's joint needed a video, a little theme video, and he came through and made it. We're gonna play it in just a minute. When I key that, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it in just a minute, okay? But in the meantime, go ahead, Cali. Introduce yourself. Tell me what you're doing, all that, and we can get into some small talk too. But introduce yourself first.
Yo, guys, what's going on? It's your boy Cali the chef, Black Notes Music Group LLC. We're here right now. Shout out to my people, Coalition DJs, DJ Alamo. Shout out to Oso Diva. Shout out to Ed Fortune, NJ Weedman. You guys know what it is. We the hottest in South Jersey right now. I appreciate you for having me as well.
Oh yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Now, in all honesty, I kind of met him a couple years ago, but I knew about him from a horrible incident. 10 years, 8, 9 years ago.
Around it was
not
7 years ago.
Yeah, 7 years ago, I was in jail. I was in the Burlington County Jail on some bullshit charges too. By the way, it's not about me right now, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But I was in jail on some bullshit charges in Burlington County. But while I was there, Burlington County Jail had some fucked up conditions. They had some the guards were really indifferent to a lot of things that were going on. People were just coming in, doing their job, and leaving. And you know, I know these guards are human too, and people make mistakes, and people do some fucked up things, and then there's some indifferent things, and then there's some shit that's just not right. And I witnessed something that wasn't right. When I was in jail in December of, was it 2013? 2013, two inmates died. One of the inmates was his father, and the conditions that he was on the same pod as me, everything. He wasn't my best friend. I didn't really know him other than I knew him. He was a guy on my tier. But you know, the short story of it is he had got a pacemaker put in just before he went to jail. And while he was in jail, the doctors had requested him to go to the doctors to get checked up, and they did not. You know, if you ask me, you know, the guards were indifferent. They denied him access to get any assistance for his new pacemaker, and he eventually got a infection, and he eventually died of it in jail. And that was like horrible. But the jail kept it quiet. Then the second inmate died. Again, they kept it quiet. When I got out of jail, this is all happened in December and January of 2013, 2014. I got out of jail at the end of January, like January 20 something. I got out of jail. And what I did when I got out of jail, I took this letter that this other inmate wrote, and I read it online. And I added my own commentary, but I had a pretty big press release email at the time. It's even bigger now. But I sent the blast out to all these different reporters and stuff about what I just basically witnessed at Burlington County Jail. And a couple media outlets ran with it. You know, they investigated. They, next thing I know, was the FBI wanted to talk to me. Some television station down in Washington, D.C. wanted to talk to me. The FBI was requesting that I come to their office to talk to them about what I was talking about online. And I did it all because I just felt like it was so wrong what just happened. And like I said, the one inmate was his father. And I met his mom online. She thanked me about it. I eventually met her too. In fact, I didn't meet your mom until she was right here. So She came here. But I talked to her online, talked to her on the phone a few times.
No, we greatly appreciate what you did, opening up and blowing it up. Because if not, we would have never got her really, man. And that's what sucks, man. They want to hide things like that. When that was on them, what was really crazy is when the warden resided after that.
Yeah.
Well, he knew what happened.
Yeah. From what I understand, what happened was the warden's in charge of everything, pay and all that. And the warden artist, that was his name.
Right.
Warden artist was saving money, and he wasn't giving overtime to COs. So if a CO was to take an inmate to the doctors, it was a overtime or different pay. If they took him to the hospital, somebody had to stay at the hospital with them. One of the COs had to stay at the hospital. So it's like all this overtime. He was overtime management by not doing stuff like that, by not sending COs to the hospitals, not sending inmates to the hospital so that he could save money on overtime. And unfortunately, in your father's case, he needed to go to the hospital, and he didn't go to the hospital to save a couple of dollars for the county. It's amazing. The CO artist, it's like not like it's his money out of his pocket either. Mm-hmm. It was still county money, public money, but he was saving public money, and he killed people, by saving money. And again, his father was one of his father was one of the inmates that I witnessed this happen to. So like I said, it was a horrible circumstance. I knew he had kids at the time. I never could imagine then that at some point later I became cool with one of his kids because we've done a couple other things, since then, since I've met him, we've done a couple of things. So this isn't the first time he's been here or nothing like that.
I know him.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. His mom is actually a radio personality, y'all.
Absolutely.
You know, like, I don't know if you want to say about it.
94.3 The Point.
Yeah. 94.3 The Point, which is a radio station in Jersey out there on the shore, out by the shore.
Yeah. She also runs Black Notes Music Management. She has a skincare line coming out, which is awesome. She's definitely one of the best, you know, one of the greatest people that I know. I love you, Ma.
I'm sure she's watching.
Absolutely.
I'm sure she's watching. Hey, how are you, Miss Rodriguez?
Yeah,
Miss Jasmine?
She's definitely very a hardworking person, one of the nicest people you ever meet. You know, and she really fought hard for everything with my pops too as well. So kudos to her. You know, she really fought hard for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my mama.
Yeah, you got that queued up over there?
Yes, sir.
All right, so like I said, a couple months ago, I had put out online that I needed a little theme song, a little ditty or something, a jingle, something for the joint here. And he was the first one to respond. Several others did respond, but he was the first one to respond. I liked it the best, so I ran with it. So we're gonna go ahead and play. You can play it if you want. Play it as loud as you can, so let's pick it up over here. If nothing else, it's gonna be in the edit.
Now let me show everybody now where we enjoy the weed man's joint. If your mama starts down, got what you want, got what you need. That's right. Shake your wings and fry those bird weed. Yo, where is this place down in Saucy Street, Trent, New Jersey? Smoking eat with us.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties, people.
Light on or off?
Okay. It's good.
All right, we're gonna get back to that video. We're gonna play. It's gonna be in the edited version tomorrow. So you just edit it in there tomorrow. All right. But in the meantime,
if they're a fan, they've seen.
Yeah. All right. So you just it's a weed show, man. How do you consume your weed?
I love papers. Papers is where it's at. I smoke the raw cones or the raw black papers. I see you got some raw black papers right there, so it's gonna be a good night. But I enjoy the edibles. For those that don't know, this man has these Wonka bars. Wonka bars. And let me tell you about this right here. So I did a show with DJ Alamo. Shout out to DJ Alamo, Blacktoberfest. In Philly, you know, 20,000 attendees every year. I fuck around and got one of them Wonka bars. I ate 3 pieces by accident. And I'm gonna explain why.
What do you mean by accident? You didn't trip and fall and run through the
the weed man's joint. If your mama starts dancing, coming off that got what you want, got what you need. That's right. Shake your wings and fry those birds. Yo, this place
So finally she's like, nah, I'm still not too sure. So I took a half of it. A half of the third piece now. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, see, look, I just ate 2.5 of them. Just try it. And she's like, no. So it starts melting in my hand. So I'm like, fuck it. So I just ate it. So
that don't sound like an accident. It sounds like you didn't need much convincing to keep eating it all yourself. That's what it sounds like to me.
Anyway, so we drive into the show. My manager's driving, and I'm like, listen, I have to stop. I need to get some water. It's starting to kick in a little bit. She has the nerve to tell me, no, you're late. So we're driving.
Wait, who's your manager?
My mother.
Okay. I just want to make you clarify. So she can say that to you.
Yeah, she can say, she got to I didn't say nothing back.
Yeah, I get it.
I couldn't say nothing
back.
who
can say no when your mom says something like
that's it. So we driving. I'm out. Meanwhile, I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh shit, I got this show. I blink my eyes, we're on 295. I blink my eyes again, we're coming over the Ben Franklin Bridge. I blink my eyes again, we're in the middle of the city, and I'm hearing the music getting louder and louder and louder. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to fucking pass the fuck out. So finally I get out. Meanwhile, I'm like completely annihilated, which is awesome.
Listen, those Wonka bars, they're made with distillate. Like a lot of chocolates and stuff are made with, butter, or people put raw weed in it.
Right.
But when you process marijuana down to the point where it's a distillate, where it's a wax, and you put it into an edible, it is like 110% proof or something like that, or whatever number it is. I don't know, 98% something, right? And you put it in some chocolate and then you eat it.
Yeah.
Yes. These Wonka bars are very strong. I'm gonna show you a copy. I'm gonna show you a Wonka bar later on in the show. In fact, I'm probably gonna sell you one. Because when you come on this show, you gotta buy weed. Because like I said, on my show, I'm selling weed like I'm white.
Absolutely.
That's part of my protest. We'll get into that in a minute.
On the bus.
NJ can't get 12. So here we are. I'm gonna do that. But wait a minute, we got the technical difficulties resolved. So we can play this video now. This is the video that he made. So let's play that real quick.
I did that off of Wonka Bar too.
Oh, he did it off of one.
If you're fast, come on. Got what you want, got what you need. That's right. Shake your wings and find a run with yo.
I think he should take the camera and get real close to it. Let's play that back again. Hold it.
It's not very mobile because the cords we got plugged up to it right now.
All right. I actually said to him, listen, man, you know what goes on here. It's like 8 ounces of chicken wings. Let's make a song about 8 ounces of chicken wings. Sure enough, he made a song, 8 ounces of chicken wings.
Absolutely.
I tell people that all the time. How many times have you been here and I grab the mic from somebody or something, and I'll say, yo, don't forget the freaking chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget. We got 8 ounces here.
Fucking rocking too. You gotta get the Weed Man sauce though. That's where it's at.
So we sitting here now on this show. I could never imagine 20 years ago just doing this like this, but smoking Gorilla Glue. That's what we just rolled up. We got Wonder bars. And these Wonder bars are, like the Wonka bars from So yeah, that's what I was going to say. You get a golden ticket in these. For every page of these, there's 4 golden tickets in there. So every weekend, someone shows up with one. So that's amazing. You got one too. I think they're good luck. I was
happy as hell. I said, "Oh shit, I won something."
So you got one in your pocket?
It's in my car.
All right. Well, don't worry about it. Looks like this Wonka bar is your bar, though. You got the golden ticket. All right. So, anything else coming up? Now we talked about how we met. We talked about the project you did for me. I also appeared in his music video, right? So we might edit that in too,
right?
But I appeared in his music video. What was the name of that release?
That was the Gaspar Yanga remix, hosted by Jadakiss featuring K Duce. It's on streaming on all platforms right now. You can find it everywhere. The video is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
I think that's amazing for a local kid to catch Jadakiss's attention.
Absolutely.
And he participated in a project with you.
Yep. That was honestly a blessing in itself.
Yeah.
So when I last year, August 3rd, I actually had an opportunity to open up for him. And that was through Tone Raz Entertainment, New Jersey Hip Hop. That show came up. And after Jadakiss went on stage, I grew up going to like Kiss shows and like a whole bunch of different concerts and shit. And my pops used to teach me how to hop seats or go outside the back of the venue and meet the people.
Right.
So, boom, I just stuck to the same thing that I grew up knowing how to do. Went in the back of the club, and I'm sitting there, I'm talking to security, and there's a man standing outside. And I told him, I said, listen, I used to do security when I lived in Charleston. I know he's gonna walk out this door. Do you mind if I give him a couple CDs and I give him some of this weed right here? He's like, yeah, no problem. Well, there's a man walks outside. He turns around and he says, you just gave it to Jadakiss. So with that, I was kind of like in shock. Jadakiss is somebody that I looked up to. A lot of the cats, grew grew up listening to him the whole 9 yards. But anyway, you know, I met him. I gave him the pre-roll blunts, and he said, "Yo, I'm gonna see you soon. I'll holler at you." So I was like, "Cool, say no more." So the project came out, the Gaspar Yanga, and I sent it to him. And you know, he just said, "Yo, listen, I'm gonna do a vocal for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get on there for you. You know, I remember you the whole 9 yards, and you know that was a blessing. You know, because I haven't even dropped a single project yet.
Right.
So for me, that's been doing this for like 14 years now. To my first real single that hits all platforms has my favorite rapper on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a huge accomplishment for me, and I'm very humbled and I'm very blessed to have that. And I appreciate it.
That's good.
I appreciate you popping out to the video as well.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, off the hook.
So
I remember Diva, she was
in,
there smoking.
Yeah.
She thought the cops pulled up. She has the blunt in her mouth, right? And she's sitting there smoking. All of a sudden, he pulls up the street. She's like, "Damn, we going to jail. We going to jail." I was like, "No, the hell we not. Watch this. Give me all your weed."
Yeah, I pulled up on them filming the video in the weed mobile, my pot trooper car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for those who don't know, I got a state trooper car. It looks like a state trooper car, but it's not. It's a pot trooper. And it blows smoke. It has green lights and all that stuff. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a PA system. And with the PA system, I say little funny things. Like when I pulled up on y'all, I remember saying like, "Put your hands up, give me all your weed." Now imagine you show up and, you know, I pull up in this car, you know, looking like a police car, a whole bunch of Black and Spanish people out at the park.
Smoking weed.
And this car pulls up with its loudspeaker saying, "Put your hands up and give me all your weed." So I made it. It was a good entry. Yeah, it was a good entry. It was a good entry. I'm glad y'all used the car in the video.
Absolutely, man. It was a blessing having you, man.
Yeah.
Let's see the lighter.
All right. Any other projects? Oh wait, let me see that joint. Hold on. Let me see what you did. Let me see that did. All right. It ain't pregnant or nothing. It looks good.
I've been doing this for a while. Yeah, so my project, I'm working on a project right now. It's going to be called The Eternal Oath. It's going to be my first project. You know, I'm
collabing with anybody on that one?
I do have a couple collabs on there. The Gaspar Yanga is going to make the album. I have my man Blizz Automatic. He is an artist, South Jersey. Definitely fire. He's, you know, a very good dude. I got a couple tracks produced by Yo Audio, very good producer. And I actually have a song which is in the cut right now, which I have a freestyle singer. Her name is Wendy. Okay. And let me tell you, this girl has a voice that's unbelievable. And that song is gonna really touch a lot of people. Okay. So I'm very excited to release my first project, and you know, that's something great to look forward to. I'm very excited for it. Like I said, it's gonna do numbers. I'm gonna make sure it does numbers.
All right, so come on, give me a review now. I got this on myself here. There's some super glue. Came out of Oregon. At the time, I had a couple pounds of it. Right now, I'm getting light. But what's your review? This is a
very kind of citrusy.
I wouldn't call this citrusy.
No,
glues. I don't know.
It's like, I can't explain it. It is very good. It's definitely
smooth,
pressure.
It's
smooth. It's smooth. It kind of reminds me of, I would say, kind of like a sour almost.
I hadn't smoked no weed all day.
Right.
A lot of times I smoke in the morning. Today I didn't smoke at all. It's 6 o'clock. I just smoked my first joint. Just halfway through the joint, I've already had a head change. I can already feel it. If I looked in the mirror, I could probably see my eyes and change and everything. You know, so as far as getting high, the only thing about black market weed is we can't test our weed. It's called different things.
Right.
People who spoke Latin called it cannabis, right? Europeans call it cannabis. Spanish people call it marijuana. Marijuana. It's been called ganja. It's been called all chiba. What they call it in India? Bomb. It's called bhang in India. So it's called all these different names. But now, for all these years, people went to prison for it, went to jail for it because they had marijuana, they had ganja, they had the weed of the witches, the herb of the devil, like all that, right? It was all this negative stuff. Now they re-changed the name of it to Canna-Bus, and it's now acceptable. Now, not being racist here, but it's like calling it cannabis makes it Caucasian acceptable.
Absolutely.
So now it's Caucasian acceptable. Now it's a commodity on Wall Street. There's corporations all into it. The politicians are bending over backwards to become a part of it. But like me, people like me, we went to prison for it. It was marijuana. It was that. Like, man, it just so irritates me to watch everything happen. And that's why I do this show. This is why, get on the Canna-Bus. I think people, especially people in the hip hop world. That's why I'm reaching out to the hip hop world.
Right.
You're a member of the hip hop world. People who follow you will see your show, see your episode on here. But I want to put it out there like, yo, we need to get on this bus. There's a whole new industry coming. We went to prison, crazy numbers. So many people's lives were ruined. Like I feel like my life in 1997 was ruined when I was arrested. Where I projected I would be at this age in life didn't happen because I got arrested for weed.
Right.
It changed my whole perspective of life. When I got arrested, over here, a little story. When I got arrested, I lived next door to the police chief. People think it's funny that I right now my operations across the street from City Hall. But in 1997, I was living in Chislehurst, New Jersey. The police chief was named Sheldon Fortune, and he lived here. Now, Fortune, not spelled the same way I spell Fortune. But his name was Sheldon Fortune, and he was the police chief, and he was my next door neighbor. And he lived on one side of the fence, I was on the other side. He parked his police car there every day. I had my trucks and my whatever, right? And I had a pool in my backyard. He had a pool in his backyard. When my friends were over, they'd be smoking weed. He could smell it. The only thing he really told me about back then was just be respectful when he had company, when his family was outside. Then please don't be smoking weed outside. Right. Respect him. And I just did. I would look outside. He ain't out there. We'd go outside and smoke weed. You know what I mean? But I had a business. I had a trucking business. I was paying for my house. I had a picket fence. I had dogs. I was living the American dream. Right. And bam, I get busted for weed. Within 6 months, my truck was repoed. I was losing my house. Like, everything. And that's the time you keep coming to get back. And that's the most important thing. Time. We don't have a lot of time on this earth. My kids were young. Right. That's what fueled my whole fight. That arrest, that whole getting knocked off like that, just fueled. This is why I would. So now it really irritates me that, guess what? I joined the fight. It wasn't like I was the only one. I joined the fight to legalization. So I was the zero around here. People talk shit about me. I think I've gone from zero to hero now. Right. Or he was always right. That dude was talking about in the 90s. But you know what? I joined the fight. There's a whole lot of others, and then we won. We won. My side won. The side that was advocating for legalization, we won. The public accepted.
Everybody who's watching, give them a round of applause for that. That's a big accomplishment.
But now
somebody's making a change in this world.
The winners are being excluded. Right. The guys that you can consider the losers, the ones who were down with the war on drugs, especially Republicans, Democrats and Republicans, but Republicans especially, they're getting all into the weed business now and excluding people like us. And first of all, I always thought the war on marijuana was always racist. You can document that. I don't even need to recite the history of that. It was a racist endeavor, the whole war on pot, right? So we know that.
This is gas.
Yes.
Yes. For everybody, I'm just letting you know this is good ass weed. So come and get some. Oh yeah. Well,
look, I can't even. Look, I got something to uphold, man. I've been calling myself New Jersey Weed Man. I can't be having no swag. Right. Be like, man, Weed Man got the bullshit. I can't
this
have
shit
that.
right here.
Right.
You're gonna see something later, and you're gonna be hungry. Is the kitchen open?
Yeah, kitchen's open. So you order some. Look at that. He's getting high. He's starting his lunch in already. lost my train of thought on where I was at, though.
You were with the Democrats and the Republicans.
Oh yeah, the war. They both did it, right?
Mhm.
And now, and they lost. They
Right.
you watch commercials and stuff 20 years ago. They were trying to eradicate, this and that, and stop weed, and get your brain off of drugs and all this. That was them, right?
Right.
Now, those same guys from 20 years ago, they're all on marijuana, or a lot of them are. They're on marijuana corporations. They're trying to capitalize on it. This, that, and the other. And it irritates me that we can acknowledge that the war on weed has been racist for a long time. But now legalization is being legalized in the same way. The same people who were arrested became victims of the war on pot are the same ones now being excluded as we move into this new era of legalization, and people are capitalizing and making money. And like guys like me,
They stole knowledge and
I can't even sign my name on the application for nothing.
Now they can't expunge you.
They will expunge simple possession charges, but I got distribution charges. I got
it's something so organic. It's something that I use this to meditate. I use it to write, to open up my mind, my free spirit, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
But it's never been. But now the public knows it's not.
Right.
And
it
it's
just
becoming
sucks that
acceptable.
People could freaking capitalize off of it, like you said. Just like with the television, you could say that. What are the four major companies? You have Warner Brothers, all of them. Disney. Yep, it's the same thing with these couple of people that are doing it with this. Taking knowledge, taking what they can grab from everybody, running with it like it's theirs, presenting it as it's theirs.
Yeah. You know what I call that? The Columbusization of the cannabis industry. Because check it out. Think about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
He came here, or to the Americas.
Right.
And guess what? He said he discovered it. He found it. But there were people here. There were lots of people here. But he said he found it. That's what's going on with this marijuana industry, this cannabis industry, right? There's an existing marijuana industry here, been here, like say New Jersey.
Right.
There's 800,000 people, they estimate, who smoke marijuana on a pretty daily basis. Now, I mean every day, but at least once a month. About 800,000 people, right? So they're already, who supplies those people now? The black market does. That is the marijuana industry. It is here. So when you see these guys, these suit and tie guys, half of them from other states, and they got politicians in tow and all that, when they show up talking about they're creating a new cannabis industry, or they're the other founders of the cannabis industry and stuff like that. It's like, it's kind of like, it's like laughable. So like I said, Columbusization. Like, dude, this already is a cannabis industry.
Columbusization.
Like, you guys don't, like, y'all don't supply nobody. Like, everybody in New Jersey buys their weed from the black market. Absolutely. Except for a small percentage who do buy medical marijuana.
That's less than 12%.
Yes, and most of those medical marijuana patients also buy from the street. They buy from from their buddies. They get it. Like, they get black market weed. So the cannabis industry, I think, is very small. Yes, it's going to grow. And I don't even care if they have Walmart's of weed, all these corporations show up and all that. I don't really care about that. What I care about is they're excluding the existing market from in. We should be in right from the beginning. This should be the basis right here. The free market system of the existing market should be legalized. That's what I think. And I think in numbers, we can force that. And we say we're selling weed too. And do it. If people did it, if there was an example, I think if there was hundreds of me, or just lots of me, say, you know what, we're going to sell weed too. We're going to take it to trial. We're going to arrest us. And you can't get 12. I don't think they can get 12. That's what that means. That NJ can't get 12. Mm-hmm. That's a jury reference. That means the state of New Jersey, I don't think the state of New Jersey can get 12 people to convict me. I don't think they can get 12. Sometimes, like, when you're negotiating a settlement or something, it's like, all right, well, get 12. Pick them. Let's pick a jury. That's what lawyers say to each other. So part of my protest and part of my awareness to the people. So I can't spiel this out every time I talk to somebody, but I can tell them, go check out this hashtag, NJ can't get 12. And if you go there, I spell it out. I don't think the state of New Jersey can get 12 people to convict me for selling weed. And I say it publicly. I was saying before Donald Trump said he can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue. Yo, and to be honest with you, he's right, and so am I.
Right.
Donald Trump can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, and he still has a core group of people who will love him. They'll justify why he did it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So same thing with me with marijuana. I think I'm kind of like the Robin Hood of reefer around here.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was busted for selling marijuana, which I do, if I was busted for selling marijuana, I would take it to trial and I would argue that, yep, I was selling weed like I'm white, and I'm not. I'm mighty bright, but I'm not quite white. And again, it's the whole argument, a whole spiel about the way that they're going to implement it and exclude the existing market. So this is my protest. This is my Rosa Parks moment.
Right. Well, support.
Yeah.
I'm right here with you.
So that leads us right up into the part of the show where now not only am I talking about all this, now actually all my guests have to buy weed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need to sell weed publicly. So I'm selling weed publicly to you, my guests.
Come
all right.
Here.
So here we go. We can walk over there. We
it.
gotta adjust the cameras, this, that, and the other, and we're gonna make it happen.
I need a lot of light down here.
There's so many fucking options right here. You got options when you come here. You got bud right here. You got like fucking 10 jars of fucking bud. You got edibles. You have, what's this right here? Butter? Or those are chocolates too?
Chocolates.
You know, you got green chocolates.
These actually are chocolate covered cookies.
Mm.
Chocolate is green. Just because of whole thing.
Yeah. So camera that shit. Look at this. Y'all got a light from me?
Jordan, could you move? Jordan, could you move up to like the right a little bit? No, not the camera, just you.
Right, so we have Sunfest.
So I can get Ed on. Yeah, get him in front.
Sunset Sherbet. Wedding cake, platinum. What's that one? Scooby Snack?
There's a whole list right here.
Oh, there you go. Check this
Smell
out.
right there.
You got Tahoe, purple tinge cookie, super glue. That's what we're smoking. I'll give you some more of that shit. Purple punch, lemon kush, sunset sherbet, wine, diesel, Scooby snacks, gelato haze, wedding cake, and kush, Skittles, and cocoa. I feel like I'm at a fucking deli right now.
Yo, check out this Supreme Diesel.
This is beautiful. What y'all know about this?
Hold it up.
Your mother told you to smoke
Hold it in the air.
right here?
Yeah. Hold on.
He's doing the long distance shot.
You zoom all the way in.
It looks good. I want to take a bite out of it.
Oh, wow, that's so fun.
Getting that shit like
Yeah, I could have zoomed in all the way on. I can see the moon with this little joint.
You go to dispensaries in New Jersey?
nothing.
You go there, you can't even see it, you can't smell, you can't open. Listen, when you buy weed here, right, you buy based off the smell, right? You go to the dispensaries, they already have it in a canister and a can opener and all that. Like, that's so whack. You know, here, if you want to say, go get gelato haze,
Woo!
there it is.
Look at that.
I want to see this too. Look at this shit. Oh, right there. Look at this. You better ask some. This shit is beautiful. The smell of it too is crazy. Look at all the little hairs on it. Last time I was here, that's what I grabbed. The wedding cake is crazy too. I really like it. It kind of has the icing smell to it. Like, that shit is crazy.
I can block the door off, y'all, so people walk in with the set. It's all good.
What's that?
Huh? Yeah, I get you. Well, my cook needs something. Come over. Never mind. Hold on. You come over. Never mind. My cook. Yeah, $100 or something. Free stuff. That's for you.
Well, I'm leaving. I'm just staying home.
All right. I'll catch you later. Oh, man, who moved my scale?
Who you gonna
Do me a favor. Never mind. Here's what you do. Watch their grab the screw in the back.
What else we got over here? Got this stuff right here.
Right, another podcast. Everybody walking in on the podcast. But anyway, it's all cool. Like, you can just take your time, pick what you want.
I definitely want I want some of this. Give me an eighth of this. Yeah, I definitely want
Well, they took my scale. So this is I just realized I don't have a scale.
Yeah,
So how am I going to do this? I'm going to eye it up for you. I'm an old school. I'm old school, man. I can eye up most of it. I can eye it up. Now, if you scale it out and it's over, you're going to give it some back.
I give it back.
Yeah, right. Don't even try it. Yeah. Yeah. 75.
Yes.
All right. So 8.
That's it. All right.
So eyed up 8, y'all. If we brought a scale out here, I bet you I'm close. Very close.
Yeah. And it's not bullshit, but either you come in like I'm high as fuck right now. This is
You go to the dispensaries, you can't sample it, you can't smoke it, you buy it, you walk outside, and then you can open it. But if you don't like it,
right. Absolutely.
you're stuck. You already ordered it all. So,
But
there's the allocation. You want something else too? I'm gonna do a house gift. Sour cream and a piece of spring. Yeah, I'm an eye up these. We should wait this to end. I should get somebody to bring my scale.
we'll see how it is.
How close is we man's eye up? I think I'm good. We can have an eye up contest though. That's what we should do one day. Have an eye up. Forget the rolling contest. Everybody can roll. How many people can eye up a week? All right, let's see who's the closest to get to a half a fan.
That's what's crazy about the dispensaries, man. Like,
Here's that wedding cake. So you get 3 eggs.
oh, sounds good.
And you have a ticket for that Wonka bar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys got Wonka bars. What is it? 4 out of every 80. 4 out of every 80 is golden tickets in there. Like you're lucky.
That's a little too much. That's like 5 grams.
So
I didn't leave it well.
that's fine. All
right, that'll work, man. Thanks.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate giving me the opportunity to do that for you as well. You know what I'm saying? That really helps.
Shout out to all your contact information right now. We're gonna put in the credits, but you can say it right now.
Yo, it's your boy Cali the Chef. Find me on Instagram at Cali the Chef NJ. Facebook, Cali the Chef. My single now, Gaspar Yango remix, hosted by Jadakiss featuring K. Duce, is out right now on all platforms. Be on the lookout for my new album coming out soon, The Eternal Oath. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I appreciate you having me too.
All right, man. Yo, one thing. Hold on. I can get more kids. Hold on. I gotta get a different size. This might fit you. Check it out. I bought weed off the Weed Man t-shirt. These go for $20, but you can only buy one if you bought weed.
Hell yeah. Yeah, now this is my new
I'm gonna
shirt.
make that a gift right now.
Word.
That's the gift for coming on the show. And buying weed.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right.
That's my new favorite.
Peace.
Peace, everybody. All right, awesome.
I didn't even know what time. I was just thinking we were getting close to an hour.